Dear friends, the question the Jews asked in this morning's Gospel reading, how can this man give us his flesh to eat, is an understandable one. The language Jesus had used about eating his flesh was shocking. After the question, Jesus went on to speak not only of eating his flesh but of drinking his blood, which would have sounded even more shocking. Yet, it is a language which expresses the depth of communion which Jesus wants to exist between himself and his disciples. In fact, Jesus wants our relationship with him to be as close as his relationship with God the Father. As he says in our Gospel reading, "As I draw life from the Father, so whoever eats me will draw life from me." Just as Jesus was always in communion with his Father, so he wants us to be always in communion with him. The Eucharist is a very special expression of our communion with him and of his with us. But our communion with him is to extend beyond the Eucharist. In the language of John's Gospel, we are to remain in him as he remains in us. We remain in him by remaining in his word, by keeping his word and allowing his word to shape our lives. Our communion with the Lord in the Eucharist calls us to this ongoing form of communion. Amen.